What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. This is an awesome review for you guys today. This is the New Balance Tekela version 4 low top with laces. Now, this is a very special review because the Tekela is a boot that I actually really enjoyed wearing. I had the original launch colorway in the laceless model before they basically put out the low top laced model, and I believe maybe this was a conversation that I had with several of my teammates and with Michael, but in one of the videos, I'm pretty sure I said, hey guys, if this was low top and had laces, it would be insane and it would be incredible and it would basically be like the low top Magista we never got. And now that they've put it out, I am so excited about this football boot, genuinely. This is also the wide fit variation, which they have on their website. You can get them in a bunch of different places. So they mass released the wide fit variation, which is so good. So I'm hoping that this boot fits as well or better than the high top, plus the addition of laces, which means this might be a game boot for me, which is awesome. Definitely a training boot, but hopefully a game boot. Let's hop into the unboxing. Very typical New Balance box for you guys. So it's an all red box with the New Balance logo here. You've got New Balance logo on all of the sides, nothing on the back side. And then here's your sizing chart. So Tekela version 4 Pro low firm ground, US men's 9, women's 10.5 in a 2E, which is the large or the wide fit variation. This is the brown and black edition. So this is their new pack that just came out. It's more of a bronze because it is very shiny, and they are in a firm ground variation. So nothing too crazy from a box standpoint, but the boots are what I'm keen on. So let's get into it. Okay, I can already see. Oh my days. Yep. Okay, first of all, they say on the website this is brown. This definitely is more of a bronze color, and it is beautiful. Really nice metallic bronze. I love the silhouette of this football boot. Very clearly, it's a lot wider than the regular fit versions, just like the high top variation that I had. These are such a cool pair of football boots, and I love what they've done with this low top construction, which we'll talk about throughout this video. So let's get these out of the box. No string bag comes with these ones. New Balance doesn't have any string bags, unfortunately, which is a bummer, but that's okay. We'll throw those right there. And there you go. So here is the New Balance Tekela version 4 Pro in the low top. I'll get this little thing out of the box. Look at how soft this Hypoknit upper is. One of the things that I really appreciate about the New Balance brand is with the Tekela version 4, the New Balance 442 2.0 with the new edition, although 1.0 was pretty good as well. And then the Furon version 7, this new Hypoknit upper for the Tekela and the Furon, the Hypoknit is really quality. It's so comfortable. It's so soft out of the box. I don't know what they've done to this upper, but it really does give you a nice feeling on the ball, on feet, locked in sensation, the whole 9 yards. So very cool. They've done a fantastic job with this Hypoknit, and I'm really impressed with what the New Balance brand is doing right now. And it sounds like they've really listened to consumers, because I think what happened with the Tekela version 4 with the original high top laceless model, people were like, wow, this boot is so comfortable and so good. We just wish there was a laced option, because there are people who love that high top collar with that Hypoknit collar that's a totally laceless construction. And I actually think those are probably one of my top laceless boots on the market for sure, if not my favorite laceless boot on the market, just because of the way they fit and feel. They're a really unique feeling, very barefoot-like, and the knit just wraps your foot so tightly. But for a lot of professional players, and we've seen guys like Harvey Elliott and some of these other New Balance sponsored players actually wear blackout and whatever the colorway of the time was. We've seen low top Tekelas with laces in some of the Premier League players. And so for them to then release this football boot to the public, I think this is going to be such a popular boot moving forward, and I genuinely can't wait to see what other types of colorways come out with this football boot. I think these look excellent, but I am really excited to see what other colorways they come out with, because if these fit the way that I think they're going to fit, I do imagine that this is going to be a mainstay in my rotation, if not definitely a game boot, just because of the way I enjoy low top knit boots like this, the Hypervenom 3, the GX, things like that. So let's jump into a few tech specs of this boot. Lovely sole plate, lovely upper, and let's hop into it. So as I mentioned before, and as you can see pretty clearly, they call this a brown and black upper with the silver accents. I think this is more of a bronze. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of the color. I think it looks pretty sweet. I think it's got a really nice shine to it. It's not over the top, and it's kind of like a gold bronze color. Looks really nice. This particular size in a 9 US weighs right around the 7.5 ounce mark, which is about 215, 210 grams, somewhere in there. So it is a decently light football boot. It's not super light like a speed boot, but it's also not heavy. It's about an ounce, it's a full ounce lighter than the Phantom Luna, which has a similar construction from a knit perspective. You also have this fully hypo knit upper, which is a full foot stretch knit upper, which they've made it's basically their version of Nike's Fly Knit, or the Adidas has their version, Puma has their version, right? So this New Balance hypo knit, I would say, is verging on the best on the market as far as knits go. I really do like Nike's Fly Knit. That being said, the materials that you get with this hypo knit are they're so soft and fantastic out of the box. I keep doing this to the camera because I'm like, it is unbelievable how soft this forefoot is, and the midfoot and the structure of this football boot is actually pretty substantial given how soft this upper is, which is really, really cool. They also have made fairly minimal texturing on this upper. They've done some 3D little inserts here on the lateral side, and then on the medial side, like a sort of like a pass pad like we see on CTR and some of these other, even the new Tiempo Legend 10 Elite has some kind of pattern and padding here on the instep, and then they've got some texturing here on the forefoot area that adds a little bit of just some sort of not scratchiness or any texture, but just a little bit of volume to it, so you get a little bit more of a plush sensation with a very small, thin foam lining on the inside of there, which is really, really cool. Low cut for very obvious reasons, as you can see with the laced model, which has a sort of in-swinging, I guess, which is a funny term to use for a lacing system, but an inside leaning system, so into the inside foot, and which is actually very similar. This is a very similar angle to the Phantom Luna, the new Phantom Luna from Nike, and I guess you could say that they've designed this just to follow the foot better. A lot of people actually have, myself included, have kind of a bone that sticks out right here where you really get that striking zone. So maybe they put that here just to, see if there's a little extra material there that's more stretchy, gives you a little bit more room to move around, which is fair enough. That's just a complete theory, and I'm totally pulling that out of my ass. But, however, it does look really nice, and a central lacing system I don't think would make that much of a difference with this type of football boot because of the way that the upper stretches and fits and feels on your feet. I think it'll be perfectly suitable for most people. You've got the 3D knit collar, which is great, so really helps get in and out of the football boot, adds a little bit of a seamless sensation here with that hypo knit all the way around this collar area, which is a nice touch and sort of allows the boot, at least we hope so, to sit really flush. As you guys know, with kind of this area right here, I often have little bubbling that comes up. I don't imagine that this boot will, just because it is low top and it's a wide fit variation, so I imagine this will be perfectly suitable for me. But with most boots that have this little knit collar, it's nice because at least the sensation is that it sits really flush to your foot, which is awesome. And this looks like a much smaller opening to get into, so that it really will wrap your kind of the bottom part of your ankle really, really well, which is awesome. You have the lightweight nylon outsole with the multi-directional, i.e. conical stud pattern, so as sort of the basic stuff, and then you also have these TPU angled rim studs around the forefoot. Now, we talked about this in the initial review of that launch colorway, the laceless model. These are all, for the most part, basically conical studs here in the forefoot and then in the heel area. And then all these little spikes, these TPU angled rim studs, are actually inspired by lacrosse cleats. And they found out through research, New Balance did, that lacrosse is the sport that actually has the most lateral cutting of any sport in, at least in the United States, right? And so what they did was they said, okay, lacrosse cleats are designed with these little lateral studs so that when you plant, there's a really nice amount of grip without losing any ability to pivot this direction. So you have multi-directional pivot power, but you have a really nice grip into the ground when you're trying to stick into the ground and then push off going the other direction, which is absolutely fantastic. So from an inspiration standpoint, I think this is one of the coolest designs from a sole plate perspective. This is a really nice sole plate too. It's got some decent snapback, good rigidity through this midfoot area, and I would say is definitely above average as far as the feel it has on the ground. This is one of those sole plates that I don't often come back to, first of all, because I don't have the high top Tekelas anymore, but also this isn't one that I often think about because it's such a unique design, and it was one that I enjoyed wearing so much when I had the high top version. But just the fact that this is a laced boot, as you guys know, I'm not a huge fan usually of laceless football boots. For me, for games, laces 100% of the time, no matter what, just that way I can adjust it in game if I need to. This opens up the New Balance Tekela for me, as the Furon was a game boot for me last year. This, for me, is so up my alley, and I cannot wait to try these on feet. I think this is absolutely fantastic what New Balance has done here. They've listened to the people who are either reviewers, pro players who want more of a laced, locked-in feel, and I really cannot wait to see how these fit on feet. I think these are going to be fantastic, especially in this wide foot variation. I'm not going to get the regular fit variation because I know that that one probably will be too thin. In fact, the special edition Gray Day Furon V7s, I'm actually going to have to sell. If you're interested in a size 9 US with the Gray Day, hit me up on Instagram at noah.cavanaugh and I will sell them to you. They're just too thin, and it's like a vapor or a speed portal, and you know the Crazy Fast now fits my feet, which is great. But the regular edition fit of the New Balance boots actually don't fit very well because they're thinner than I want them to be. So very excited to get my hands on a pair of wide fit. If these fit how I think they might, it's very possible I'll get a second pair or just wait for the next colorway to come out because I'd like to see some other really cool colorways of this football boot. Without further ado, guys, I am absolutely stoked. Let's get these on feet and see how they fit and feel on the pitch. Talk about how this FG sole plate feels on AG pitches, and then we'll get into some final thoughts about what the future of New Balance looks like with this new iteration of the Tekela version 4. All right, fam, back here at the facility for the on-field portion of the video with the New Balance Tekela low top with the laces. I'm very, very excited. I have such high expectations for this football boot because of how much I liked and enjoyed the laceless model, and I can only imagine that essentially the same football boot, but low top, which I like better, and with laces is just gonna crush. So without further ado, let's hop into the on-feet portion. Also, really quick, this was not on purpose at all, but this kit actually kind of matches the silver. So this like bronze and silver kit I think looks pretty sick. So there's a look at the boots. Really awesome looking in the sunshine. They look fantastic in this bronze colorway with that black. So soft and just ready to get these on feet right away. Okay. So I am wearing my beautiful Cane footwear. I'm not sponsored by them, but their stuff is awesome. Go check out their website. All right, here we go. My excitement levels are through the roof. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. Yo, these are unbelievable. Exactly what I was like. These are like exactly what I was looking for. Oh my God. Okay, wow. Like perfect sizing. My foot runs right up to the end. I honestly could probably go up half a size even and be totally fine as well. I'm gonna stick with the 9 because I like how tight these fit, but I could go up half a size if I wanted to. One of the things that I didn't mention in the unboxing portion that I actually think is really cool is if you notice here, the top 3 lace holes in this area actually have a little plastic cutout that's been sort of embossed or like placed inside the upper, and that just because those are the lace holes that you kind of yank the most, it makes complete sense to make them just slightly more durable maybe, and allow people to to lace and unlace them over and over again. But there you go, first look at the Tekela low top. unbelievable fitting football boot, honestly, especially in this wide foot variation. Yo, these are genuinely incredible. These feel so good straight out of the box. Plenty of width for my foot, especially in that midfoot area. And these are potentially gonna be game boot this weekend. It's kind of between that and, as of the filming of this video, the Tiempo Legend 10 Elite is also fantastic. That review actually comes out this morning as of the filming of this video, and both have been mega impressive to me. Or I'll just stick with my A6 DS Lite, which is like a true and true favorite. All right, so there you go. Here is a good look at the boots, and they are so unbelievably comfortable, guys. Honestly, these are fantastic feeling football boots. Like, there's no other way to say this. Like, unbelievable feeling football boots. Underfoot, the sole plate feels really nice. I like the way those extra bladed TPU studs here on the forefoot area really kind of grip the ground. As you can see, I can pivot just fine, but they really give that stick in the ground feeling, which is awesome. If that's not something you're into, then fair enough. Maybe at some point in the future, New Balance will make a boot that has just conical studs. Like, they'll make basically a low top Magista, which is kind of what this is. But there is a full look at the boots. I think they're, honestly, the wide fit variation, this is something that I wish more brands would do, is create a wide fit version just for those of us who do have a wider fit. You're not gonna lose sales. In fact, I think as somebody who is into the boot world enough, I will say that it will actually increase your sales, and I have a good understanding of what people have asked me about and asked me for. If every boot brand created a regular fit and a wide foot of each, I know that's a lot of production, but if they created that for at least one or two of their silos or all of their silos like New Balance do, I guarantee they would crush it way more than they already are. So, the likes of Mizuno, the likes of Nike, Adidas, Puma, like, there are so many brands that have really good football boots that just need to make wide fit versions, because wide footed players are stuck most of the time with either Copa Mundial style boots, or they go straight to New Balance because they know that New Balance takes care of their wider foot types. So for me, that's a no-brainer. Really quick, I just want to let you guys take a look at those again. God, they look so good. I really think they feel insane. Like, these are one of the best fitting football boots out of the box, in my opinion. Just as far as comfort goes, this hypo knit upper really does a nice job of wrapping your foot, which is pretty sensational. As you can see, so if you can see where my toe is literally right on the end. I would say that if you're gonna go true to size, expect these to fit really one-to-one with your foot. Like, there's gonna be no extra space, no extra anything on this upper, which is the way I enjoy it. But if you're not somebody who likes such a tight fit, maybe you can go up half a size. I don't think that would be, based on your US size, I don't think that would be a problem at all. The heel area, as I remember, it does feel like it needs a little bit of break-in time. There's a little bit of pressure point kind of on each side. So it does feel like there's a little pressure point here, kind of higher up though, and then a little pressure point kind of around the back. It almost feels like there's a little like thing that goes around the whole, which I know is the suede heel liner, but it does keep your foot in, but I just worry that maybe the first or second session might give a little bit of abrasion. We'll talk maybe a little bit more about that in the 1 month review if I can, I'll be taking notes and everything as I do with most boots as the break-in process happens. But these are fantastic. So touch on the ball is really nice. The hypo knit gives you a super close feel. This knit material, compared to a lot of other knits on the market, is super smooth feeling, feels really nice, and actually I think feels more barefoot than most other knits on the market. That might be the way that they've constructed the knit. That also might be the way that they've made a thinner liner on the inside of that hypo knit. So Either way, regardless of what that comparison looks like, the touch on the ball is really one-to-one. It's super nice. There's no distractions. It lets you have, you know, total control over the ball. And that was the case, obviously, with the high top model. That's the same construction. This one just happens to have laces and stuff in it. So I'm very excited to wear these. I think I'm gonna rock these in training today, and really, I cannot recommend these enough for those of you who are wide-footed players and you like knit boots. These are, like, if you're not somebody who likes the GX concept, and like this is up there with those boots, in my opinion. Like, this is up there with GX. This is up there with, you know, low top GX. This is up there. I think this is way better than Puma Future Ultimate, especially from a stud pattern perspective. It's more comfortable too out of the box, especially for me with this wide foot variation. I'm trying to think of other comparisons, like straight out of the box. I would say that the other knit boots on the market, things like, I guess the Predator is more hybrid touch, so that's not really technically a knit boot. What else do we have from a fully knit perspective? Really not much else. I mean, I guess you could say the Furon. The Furon wide foot fits my foot better, but this is the boot that actually fits my foot type even better than the wide fit Furon, I would say, especially out of the box. This is giving me absolutely zero hot spots at all, which is pretty spectacular for a boot that is just so, it feels like it's so well designed for my foot, which is awesome. And it's got a huge N on the outside, which is awesome. So I think I'm gonna wrap the review up there. Honestly, these are so good. I honestly am blown away. I'm so excited that New Balance decided to make a low top model. They listened to the people who wear their football boots. Obviously, they've listened to pros as well who wear them in the Premier League. We've seen this exact pair of football boots, but with different colorways, in blackouts, and some of the other colors that they've had recently on some of their New Balance players. And so it was only a matter of time until they brought that concept to real life. And for me, this is a consumer product that I think is going to absolutely crush. And I genuinely, because it comes in a wide and a regular fit, I would recommend this boot to literally everyone. Literally everyone. You want a comfortable boot that's got a great premium feeling knit upper that feels super one-to-one with your foot. It's got a sole plate that has the most unique and purpose-built traction. And I'm not sponsored by New Balance, but I genuinely think this is one of the best packages on the market now, that it has laces and it's a low top model. So if you guys are interested in picking up a pair, I would highly recommend it. Definitely would recommend it. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the video, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. Like the video if you got value from it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I have set up a Patreon, which is where you guys who can have the ability to support what I do here on the channel. That would be wonderful. You guys get sneak peeks of all the new videos coming out. Thumbnails and all that stuff get posted to my Patreon well before, and then eventually we'll get to the point where I can post videos on there. So you guys will get pre-release videos as well, which is pretty cool. So it'll be the first link down in the description box below. I appreciate the support very much. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. As always, be awesome. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.